Welcome, Crusader fans, to another edition of the Valpo Coaches Show, brought to you by the South Shore Convention and Visitors Authority. I'm Aaron Levitt. Here joining me today, Valpo volleyball head coach Carin Avery. Carin, thank you for being with me.
Thank you.
It's been a great start for your team this year. Obviously, going back to the last Coaches Show, I don't think that we did with you. I don't think you've lost since then. It's 13-1, 12 wins in a row, 3 tournament titles. You know, I could go on. And I've written about a lot of this stuff, a lot of the records you guys have set. But I want to get more into the how and the why have you been able to do this. You know, 3 weekends now without losing a match. What has your team done so well during that stretch that has allowed you to come out with wins in all these matches?
Honestly, for us, the difference this year is our ability to really take care of the ball and handle the ball really well, and to not make many unforced errors. And you know, it's something we really stressed this spring. It's something we struggled with, honestly, in the fall, even though we had a great year last year. We always struggled a little bit with unforced errors and kind of a lot of runs. We were able, you know, a lot of teams were able to go on a lot of runs against us last year that we weren't able to stop. And so that's something we focused on this spring. And now this fall, we've been able to come out and really limit our unforced errors. And that has been a huge reason, no question, why we've done so well. And then, like I said, our ability to just really take care of the ball at all times, no matter if it's blocking or hitting or you know, defense. And we're just really doing a really good job taking care of the ball this season. And that is a huge reason why we've been so successful.
You talked last time you were on the show about the search for a lineup. You lost a number of key pieces from last year, a lot of new players. You're trying to figure out where they fit in. Over the past few weeks, it seems like you've come up with a regular rotation, but at the same time, you're still getting a lot of players in the matches. I believe it's all but one player who's played so far this year has appeared in over half the matches. How important is that for you to be able, A, to have that lineup set at this point, entering Horizon League play, but B, know that all these players who might not be in the rotation right now have that experience in case they need to be called upon during the league season?
Well, you know, honestly, that's another good point of why we've done so well this year is honestly our everyday practice situation is been outstanding this year. The ability to play against one another at a very high level makes your team better and better every day. And we've been able to do that this year because everybody has gotten so much better that was here last year, and then the addition of a great freshman group. And so we really push each other every day in practice. So that's why it's been hard to decide, you know, on a really basic lineup. But, you know, we tried several different things, and this is the one that's just happened to be the most steady lineup that we've had. But like you said, I think on any given night, we could stick anybody in a variety of different spots and still do well and still maintain our composure. And I think that says a lot about your group when you're able to do that. And it's been really fortunate for us that we have been able to try a lot of different lineups and still, you know, come out with a victory. But like you said, I think definitely starting conference play, that is going to be something huge for us. You know, if, you know, heaven forbid somebody get hurt or somebody's struggling, you know, I think there's a lot of different people that can fit into a lot of different areas or a lot of different positions, you know, for us. And so we're hoping that will be, you know, huge for us as conference season rolls on.
And then also it helps going forward, even in the future years, knowing those players have had experience in their early seasons here. Definitely. Looking back at last weekend, a strong tournament field here. Murray State came in, we were one of, I believe, about 18 undefeated teams in the nation. They were 9-0. You beat them in 4 sets. Sacramento State, a scrappy squad, swept them. George Washington, one of the in the top half of the Atlantic 10, came in with a strong record. You swept them. Were you surprised at all with the way your team played, you know, facing this level of competition, the fact that relatively easily you were able to go through the tournament only dropping 1 set?
You know, it was Craig and I both talked about that. Actually, we were really surprised. I think you know, the most surprising for us, I think, was the George Washington match, how we were able to come out and beat them in 3, because we thought that was a really tough squad. Also, the way we fought back after Murray State, you know, we lost the first game, and Murray State played outstanding in that first set against us, honestly. And we were a little worried on how to stop them. And you know what? The girls just maintained their composure. They didn't freak out, and they did what we asked them to do defensively, and then offensively they took care of the ball. And you know, we really ended up frustrating Murray State, and then we won in 4. And you know, we faced a Drake team that was 9-0 earlier this year, and kind of the same thing happened. We were able to kind of frustrate them in that first set and really take them out of their groove, and that's something we've been really good at this year. And I think against George Washington, you know, we we forced them into some unforced errors, and then they couldn't really get back on track. And we were taking really good care of the ball and frustrating them, and so we came out victorious. But yeah, I thought that was a great match to end on, especially going into the conference season. We were really excited, and like I said, yeah, I was a little surprised that we were able to handle them in 3.
You mentioned the first set loss to Murray State. You had come into the tournament with 5 straight sweeps. Do you think it's actually good in the long run, maybe, that you drop that first set to face that little bit of adversity?
For sure.
So you're not going into the league season having not faced any adversity for about 3 weeks?
For sure, and I honestly, Murray State is a great example of what we're going to see in the Horizon League. You know, they have very athletic, smaller hitters. They run a fast offense. Their setter was good. They had great ball control, and they dug everything we gave at them on Saturday or Friday night, and so that was great to see. And yeah, I do think it was really good for us not to kind of breeze through it. And like I said, I think it was really good for us, and I think we learned a lot from that first set. But like I said, I'm really happy that the girls came back and maintained their composure the next set and really took care of business for the next 3.
Obviously a total team effort, but focusing on one player, the MVP of the tournament, freshman outside hitter Allison Ketchum. A huge week on both sides of the ball, but her defense especially impressive. Averaged 5.5 digs per set to lead all tournament players, and also was perfect on serve receive, something that might get overlooked by casual fans, but something that's really important in helping a team win. How has she come in and been able to establish herself as a 6 rotation player this early in her career for you?
Well, I knew she was a special player when I saw her. She's from my hometown, and she played for one of my high school coaches, actually. And when they called me about her, and they said, "Carin, you have to see this girl," you know, and it's a player, you know, they actually said she reminded them of me a little bit when I played back in the day, and they know I like players that are scrappy and they have good ball control, and we really knew we were in need of that, especially after losing Sarah Dooms last year. And the minute I saw her, you know, like 2 minutes after I walked in the gym and saw her play, I knew we had to have her. And everything that, like, you focused on, the ball never hits the ground, or very rarely hits the ground when she's involved in it. She takes care of the ball really well, and she doesn't make a lot of errors. And I think that's, like you said, what gets overlooked a little bit, especially for a freshman to come in and just not make a lot of unforced errors is amazing. And like I said, she's helped, you know, keep us on that great ball control, keep the ball in play, nothing hits the ground, great effort, you know, team that we've had in the past. And like I said, I think it's been amazing. And having her back there, especially, you know, her and Morgan, when they're in that back row, not too many things are going to drop. So she's been a great addition to our program.
Horizon League play starting this weekend for you guys, starting with probably one of the toughest trips in the league.
Yeah.
You go up to Green Bay on Friday night, and then you come down to play a Milwaukee team on Saturday. Obviously, Green Bay struggled a bit this year, but they're always a tough matchup for you guys, and then Milwaukee always plays very, very strong early season schedule, so their record might be a little deceiving. Do you like the fact you kind of get this trip out of the way first and kind of see what your team's made of right away in the league play?
Yeah, I think for sure it's kind of nice to get this trip over with. Green Bay always plays very well at home. Always. You know, I think actually we're probably 1-2 in the last 3 times we've played up there. They play tough there. They have a new coach this year, so I think they were working out some things, and they also played a very tough preseason schedule, and they're always a tough team for us. That matchup-wise, we maybe don't match up with them as well as some of the schools in our league, so that's going to be a tough match. And then obviously going, you know, number 1, number 2 right away on Saturday will be fun to see. Our league this year is doing unbelievably well. You know, UIC beat Indiana. We had Oakland beat Missouri. Youngstown and Valpo were the 2 schools that lost the majority of their starters last year, and we both have amazing records. And, you know, just from top to bottom, the Horizon League honestly is the toughest since we have joined it. And so it's going to be a very, very interesting volleyball season, and I think you're going to see a lot of interesting things happen. But, you know, I think there's going to be a lot of people beating a lot of people on any given night. I think everybody's got to kind of hang in there, especially for us. And, you know, you got to maybe try to grab at least one on the road, especially in some hostile environments like, you know, you get up in Wisconsin. And but we're looking forward to the challenge to see kind of where we're at, you know, after a good preseason.
Well, you can watch this weekend's matches live on the Horizon League Network. Links for the live video and live stats at valpoathletics.com. Then the Crusaders return home the next weekend Friday, October 3rd and Saturday, October 4th, and I know the 4th is important to you.
Yeah, I've got my pink on today, October 4th. We're opening right up, with conference play. October 4th, our 4 o'clock match is going to be our breast cancer awareness game. So we hope that you'll all come out and wear your pink and get out your checkbooks and help support a great cause.
And look for more info on all the Valpo Athletics teams supporting breast cancer awareness on valpoathletics.com as the month goes on. Well, Coach, thank you for joining me today. Good luck this weekend and in the start of the Horizon League season.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
For all your Valpo volleyball info, follow the team on Twitter at VU_VB, on Facebook, Valparaiso University Volleyball Team, and for all your athletics news, at Valpo Athletics on Twitter and Valpo Athletics on Facebook. This has been the Valpo Coaches Show, brought to you by the South Shore Convention and Visitors Authority. Until next time, I'm Aaron Levitt. Go Crusaders.